My name is Mick Rusing. I moved to Prescott, Arizona when I was 5 or 6. And so I was there attending school when JFK was assassinated.
So thrilled that you could be with us here today for our Colorful Memories exhibit. You're the only first grade student that we have found from Sacred Heart School that was involved in this project back in 1963.
Well, there's not tons of us, so.
We are so thrilled to share this exhibit with you. So let's take a look upstairs. So from the very beginning, you can see we kind of created this entire exhibit as if through a child's eyes, depicting the weekend of the assassination as seen by these young kids, all at Sacred Heart Grade School.
Crazy. I love all the round heads.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. I mean, did you guys have like soup cans or something in the classroom that you could use for that kind of stuff? Because they're so perfect.
My recollection is the nuns in those days had these hard plastic, I want to say they're called like platens or something like that, but the nuns in the lower grades would cut them into geographic patterns that the kids could use for art stuff. And so there'd be triangles, there'd be rectangles, squares, and circles of various sizes. So we were talking here about Richard Snodgrass, and he apparently came to the school December 9th and started working with you guys. So this is very soon after the assassination.
I remember that. And I remember, we were all excited to do something else, really,
Yeah, of course.
To be able to play around. And I don't remember how long it took us, but for some reason I think it was the better part of a week.
Yeah, it was about a week-long project, during which time apparently 400 drawings were done. I'm not sure how many of those you were responsible for, but 40 kids in that class means you could each, produce a good set of drawings.
Yeah, no, I think that's right.
And I remember they selected some subgroup to do the narration, and I remember that I did quite a bit of it, but I could not recognize my voice on the...
And the fathers are lifting up the children on their shoulders for them to wave the flag. And there's a little baby alone.
Maybe some of the books and games and lunchboxes and things were similar to what would have been used back at the time. And it's the first time that this film has been seen in about 60 years. Because Richard Snodgrass and his team created this film, and they took it to a couple of film festivals, and then it just went on the shelf. And it was never seen again until it was donated to the museum by the widow of the art director, Hank Richter's widow, Janet Richter. She donated that to us along with all the surviving artwork. This was all donated to us in 2024. I believe these are your drawings right here. They look familiar to you?
Well, the first is a scope, basically a rifle scope with crosshairs, basically on the presidential motorcade and the actual vehicle, and I think probably on his actual head. But so that's one of them that has just a big black border and then the round scope. And then the next one has a sun, I think, in the corner and 3 bullets traveling one on top of the other across the ground, which of course that's not how they travel, but I guess it was a way I could get all 3 bullets in one picture.
These are the 2 pictures that people tend to linger on more than any other, because this is just startling that a young child would draw something like this, and this is just the contrast between the shining sun, similar to what we see at the airport, with these 3 bullets in the air. I mean, you just created the most, as I've told you, the most provocative drawings in this exhibit.
Even at that age, we had guns at our house, and 22s with scopes on them and things like that. So I was familiar with the concept, and I knew that he used a scoped rifle. So I think I went on to kickball and tetherball and foursquare and all that stuff, and then a number of years later, we all got called into the gymnasium for an assembly that we had no idea was about, and they reminded us about it. And I had not thought about it at all, I don't think. And then they played the movie and described the things, and then I remember our class went back to our classroom, and they had, I think they even had some of the pictures there, or pictures of the pictures, and people go, "Oh, that was mine, that's yours," you know, and I remember you doing that, you know, that kind of stuff. And that was kind of cool. And then we heard that it won some minor awards at some film festivals for best short or whatever, and then I heard nothing about it since, until I saw a article in the Prescott Courier that my sister-in-law sent me that indicated that show that had been produced by these kids in Prescott was part of a special exhibit out here. Our first communion pictures, all these little angels.
Thank you again for seeing the exhibit today and for taking a few minutes to talk with me. I appreciate it.
Enjoyed it, thank you.